In this video, we will learn how to create login API with JWT Token in ASP.NET Core Web API application. In our previous video, we have learned how to install and configure JWT in our application. Now, let's create a new model inside this models folder. Then choose add class. Class name will be sign in model. Let's add few properties inside this class. Type string and then property name, let's say email. Second property, password. Let's add some validation for these properties. For validation, we have to using this namespace. For email, we have to use two attributes required and email address. For password, required attribute is enough. That's it. Now in this account repository, let's create one method. Return type string. Method name login async. In this parameter, we have to use sign in model. So in this constructor, like this user manager, let's add one more manager, that is sign in manager. Here we have to pass user class, that is application user. Now let's create a field for this sign in manager. Now using this sign in manager, we can log in this application. For that we have to write like this. Here we have to use await keyword because we are working with async programming in this application. Then using this sign in manager, we can call this method password sign in async. If you want sign in by using password, then you can use this method. Here we have to pass few properties. First one is sign in model.email, then sign in model.password. Third parameter is persistent. Is persistent is basically a checkbox. If you pass the true value in this parameter, user will be logged in automatically. If you pass the false value, then the user has to log in every time. So here we have to pass false. Then fourth parameter is lockout on failure. If the user is entering wrong password, then you want to lock his account for some time. If you want this functionality, you can pass true value. Otherwise, pass false. See here, the result type is sign in result. If this property is true means login is successful. If this property is not true, it means there is some problem in the login. So if it's not true, then we have to return null here. If it's true means we have to add few claims in this application. Then add the namespace for this claim. This is belongs to system.security.claims. Here new claim, claim types dot name, Then second parameter string value. So yes, sign in model dot email. New claim. Here JWT registered claim names dot add the namespace for this JWT registered claims. Then we have to use gid. For this gid also add namespace. New gid dot toString. After this, we have to add new authentication keys. So where sign in key. Here we have to use new class symmetric security key. Add the namespace. Here encoding. Add the namespace for this encoding. This is belongs to system.text. Then here ASCII dot get bytes. Here we have to read some settings from configuration file. For that we need to add one more dependency in this constructor. iConfiguration. Add the namespace. This is belongs to Microsoft.extensions.configuration. Now create a field for this configuration. Now using this configuration, we can read the values from appsettings.json file. Here, go to appsettings.json file. Here, this is the key. Copy this. Then we have to use this JWT. JWT and then paste it. Then where token new. Here we have to pass few settings in JWT security token. That is issuer using this configuration. Copy this from here, valid issuer. Then audience. Copy this valid audience. Then express. Here we have to set validity for particular token. Here I will give date time now dot add days. Here I will give 1 day validity for the token. Then claims. Here we have to use this claims. Path claims. Then we need sign in credentials. Here we have to use new class Here we have to pass this auth sign in key, security algorithms dot, here we have to use this one. Okay, now we have defined all the settings for this token. Now we have to generate the token with the help of JWT security token handler. Then we have to return the token. So here we can return new JWT security and token handler. Write token. This will generate new token. We can return this token. That's it. Now add the namespace for this list. Okay. Let's add this method in the interface of this repository. So copy this method name and go to I account repository. Paste it here. Put a semicolon. That's it. Now in the account controller, like this sign up method, let's create login method. Copy this and paste it below that. In the URL, change the route, that is login. Your method name login. Here we have to use sign in model. Then update this repository method, that is login async. Okay. Now this method will return string value. So we can write here if string dot is null or empty. If the string is null means we have to return unauthorized method. If the string is not null, then we will return OK method. Here we will return the token is available in the result. Okay, that's it. We have implemented login functionality. Now we have to test this login API. Now save and run this application. See here in this books controller, we are using authorize attribute. So these all the methods are secured methods. Okay. Now open the Postman to test this API. See here, this is the URL to get list of books. Without writing anything in the header, let's click the send button here. See here, we got 401 unauthorized error. Okay. Because this is a secured API, we can access this API with valid token only. So in our previous video, we have added two user. So this is the email and password. Now let's copy this. Sorry, remove these things from here except email and password. Now this is the post method and in the URL update. Now we have to use login method. Now click the send button here. Here we got the token. So copy this entire token and go to get method. Here in the authorization, choose bearer token. Here paste the token. Then click the send button. Before see here we got 401 authorized error. To click the send button. This time also we got 401 unauthorized error. Okay, now go to Visual Studio, stop the execution. So in this authorize, we have to write like this: authentication schemes JWT bearer defaults dot authentication scheme. Okay, now run this application again. Now remember we have given 1 day validity for this token. Now click the send button here. See here, we got the output list of books here. Okay, this is how we can access secure API in ASP.NET Core Web API application. Let's say if I pass wrong token here, let's say remove this E, then click the send button here. We got 401 unauthorized error. If I pass the correct token, we will get the data. Okay guys, I hope this video is helpful to you. Thanks for watching this video.